civil law process.
The defendant, Andrew Witt, is being sued by his wife, Andrew Witt, for the brutal beating and death of his, as he calls it, piece of crap dog. She is suing Mr. Witt for an intentional tort. Mrs. Witt is suing her cruel and unusual husband for compensatory, nominal, and punitive damages.
The complaint.
Mrs. Witt is suing her husband, Mr. Witt. She is suing him because he maliciously beat their dog, Peanut, to death. She is seeking $5,000 for emotional distress, his admission of guilt and apology, an amount for Peanut's funeral, a new puppy, and immediate divorce.
The summons.
The court sends a summons to the defendant, Mr. Witt. The responsibility of Mr. Witt is to go to court with the answer.
The answer.
The answer includes either admission or denial to the claim they're being sued for. Mr. Witt denies the claim that he brutally beat his dog to death.
Discovery phase and pre-trial conference.
The purpose of this step is for both parties to learn as much as they can about the claims, about the nature and merits of the parties' positions, and so on. Mr. Witt has brought forth pictures of him sleeping during the time of the crime to provide an alibi for the incident. However, Mrs. Witt has presented Mr. Witt's bloody clothes, and the blood matches Peanut. Deposition is the face-to-face question and answer session.
Mediation, arbitration, and settlement.
3 possible endings are mediation, which is a free and confidential service that helps both parties talk to a mediator to decide a settlement. Arbitration, which is both parties submit written settlements to an arbitrator who makes a decision. And settlement, which is an agreement between both parties to end the lawsuit.
The trial.
First, Mrs. Witt gives her testimony on why she is suing her husband. She provides evidence of his history of hatred towards Peanut and his clothes, which are soaked in the dog's blood. Mr. Witt presents his photos of him sleeping, using it as an alibi, which ends up being proved to be Photoshopped. The judge uses preponderance of evidence and decides that Mrs. Witt has the better argument, granting her all the damages she seeked.
Oh, but the appeal.
The defendant, Mr. Witt, tries to appeal this decision. Mr. Witt wants to appeal the decision because he feels he is still right and that what he has to pay in damages is outrageous.
Enforcement.
If the defendant does not obey the judgment, which is a legal contract, they suffer criminal charges. Mr. Witt does not obey the judgment and is found attempting to flee the country. By Emily, Brianna, and Alex.